which is in the southern wilderness of Judea on the shores of the Dead Sea. The other occurred in the nearby wilderness of Ziph. This is a land that David described as a dry and thirsty land where no water is. He did that in the Psalms. He remembered that place later on in years and wrote a song about it. It is a rocky, hilly terrain with deep ravines and scant vegetation. The hills are full of cliffs, caves, and hiding places, and that's why David was there. Why was David there? He was hiding. He had a king after. A king that had the whole nation under him coming against that man. So David had to do some serious hiding. Let's step over to that little side verse here. Samuel 24, 1, 2, 4, 26, 2, 3, and 7, and 8. It explains a little bit. And it came to pass when Saul had returned from following the Philistines that it was told him, saying, Behold, David is in the wilderness in Gid. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats. He took 3,000 men, and this is the part. Saul said, I'm going to take men from every aspect of this nation, every tribe, so that whenever, if you will, I don't know if he thought about it this way, but when I sin, I'm going to be sure that I can say, hey, you can't accuse me because y'all done the same thing. We was all out there together. Saul was a connive. Some of everybody out there. Can't nobody out of this camp or this camp say, oh, y'all did wrong. We didn't. He said, everybody will have to point a finger at each other when I kill the anointed David. That's a pretty, man was in a bad place. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which the Lord said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thy hand, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. In other words, he had been told, his men had said, hey, there's coming a day. God said that you can do whatever you want to. And stab him with a sword or throw a spear at him, toss a rock, whatever. You can do whatever you want to. God said so. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privily. And this, we'll get more into this in a minute. Matter of fact, let's just stop right there for the time. But I was wanting to point out that, see, he had been told by God that you can do anything you want to. Call him. Yep. In the first occasion, David and the men were hiding in a cave. It must have been a large cave because David had about 600 men with him. 600, 3,000. Seemed like Saul had the edge there too, didn't he? King Saul went to this very cave. A lot of caves, it said there in this land. A lot of valleys, caves, places, things, little caves, big caves. That David and his 600 men were inside it. That's a strange place for a fellow to go to, as it says here, to relieve himself. You'd think he'd go in a little cave, private, whatnot. But he didn't. He went in that cave, of all the caves. See God's hand at work there a little bit, I do believe. And happenstance does not, and the Bible and all does not explain to us that not adequately explain why he went in that cave. Doesn't tell us. But I think if we add up 2 and 2, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come up with 4. God allowed Saul to think, well, that looks like a pretty good cave right over there. I think I'll go in that cave. Not knowing 600 men waiting to kill him was in that cave.